ध्वनि प्रदूषण के प्रभाव। अत्यधिक ध्वनि मनुष्य के तंत्रिका तंत्र को प्रभावित करती है, झुंझलाहट में वृद्धि करती है और कार्यकुशलता कम कर देती है। WHO ने ध्वनि की रात्रि की उच्चतम सीमा 35 डेसिबल और दिन की 45 डेसिबल निर्धारित की है। ध्वनि प्रदूषण के जो मुख्य प्रभाव हैं, 90 डेसिबल ध्वनि पर मनुष्य की श्रवण क्षमता समाप्त हो जाती है तथा स्थायी रूप से बहरापन हो जाता है। 100 डेसिबल ध्वनि पर अंतःकरण या इंटरनल ईयर क्षतिग्रस्त हो जाता है। निरंतर लंबी अवधि तक शोर के प्रभाव से मानव स्वभाव में झुंझलाहट, रक्त वाहिनियों का सिकुड़ जाना, रक्तदाब व हृदय की धड़कन बढ़ जाना तथा मानसिक तनाव जैसी समस्याएं उत्पन्न हो जाती हैं। न्यूरोटिक व्यक्ति उच्च ध्वनि के प्रति ज़्यादा संवेदनशील होते हैं। जो उच्च ध्वनि से झुंझलाकर क्रोधित हो जाते हैं, उनके पागल होने की संभावनाएं भी बनी रहती हैं। व्यग्रता, अनिद्रा, बेचैनी, आँख की पुतलियों के प्रसार, यकृत रोग, चर्म का पीला पड़ना, थकान, कार्य करने की क्षमता में कमी आना, पाचक रसों के निर्माण में कमी आना, एड्रेनलिन का रक्त नलिकाओं में प्रवेश करना जिसके कारण कि रक्तचाप में वृद्धि, अधीरता, व्यवहारात्मक व भावनात्मक प्रतिबल, सोचने की क्षमता व मानसिक व शारीरिक स्वास्थ्य में कमी, ये सभी ध्वनि प्रदूषण के दुष्परिणाम हैं। ध्वनि प्रदूषण का नवजात शिशुओं पर भी प्रभाव पड़ता है। शोर के कारण गर्भस्थ शिशु के हृदय की धड़कन बढ़ जाती है, जो अनेक रोगों का कारण बनती है। शांत स्थान पर रहने वाली महिलाओं की तुलना में शोरगुल के निरंतर संपर्क में रहने वाली महिलाओं के शिशुओं में जन्मजात विकृतियां अधिक होती हैं। The effects can be categorized as auditory effects, affecting hearing faculty, and non-auditory effects other than auditory ones. Starting with the auditory effects, these include auditory fatigue and deafness. Auditory fatigue appears at 90 decibels and may be associated with side effects as whistling and buzzing in the ears, जिसे हम कहते हैं कि कान बजने लगे हैं। Deafness can be caused due to continuous noise exposure. Temporary deafness occurs at 4,000 to 6,000 Hz. Permanent loss of hearing occurs at 100 decibels. Bombay and Calcutta are the noisiest cities in the world. Then coming to non-auditory effects, these are interference with speech communication, annoyance, loss of working efficiency, and physiological disorders. A noise of 50 to 60 decibels commonly interferes with speech. Balanced persons expressed great annoyance at even low level of noise as crowd at a highway. The effects are ill temper, bickering, etc. Then there is loss in working efficiency. Human beings develop tiredness, and those doing mental work may put to deterioration in their efficiency or even complete loss of ability to work. Then the physiological disorders. They develop a number of physiological disorders due to imbalance in functioning of the body. These are neurosis, anxiety, insomnia, hypertension, hepatic diseases, behavioral and emotional stress, increase in sweating, giddiness, nausea, fatigue, and others. Noise also causes visual disturbance and reduces depth and quality of sleep, thus affecting overall mental and physical health. Other effects are undesirable changes in respiration, circulation of blood, in skin, and gastrointestinal activity. Noise pollution also causes incidence of peptic ulcers, Continuous noise causes an increase in cholesterol level, resulting in the constriction of blood vessels, making you prone to heart attack and strokes. There may be stillbirths and usually low weight children born to mothers living near airports. Here you can see the disastrous effects of noise pollution on human health. Supersonic airplanes create a shock wave called sonic boom, which produces a startle effect that can be more harmful than a continuous noise. The sonic boom may spread in an area of 10 to 80 miles, and when it hits the ground, it damages window panes and building structures. It may also fasten the human fetus heartbeat rate. Thus, we see that we Indians are very noisy people on a whole, and every sentiment, be it religious, social, family activity, is manifested in a noisy way. Loudspeakers and amplifiers are used without regard to inconvenience or annoyance it may cause to a neighbor. Every festival is celebrated with noise. In temples and mosques, there may be heard bells and recordings of devotional songs over the loudspeakers. One wonders if God listens only through loudspeakers. This is at the cost of health and peace of many. There is a lot of noise nuisance during a marriage. The processions stop from place to place for dancing and drinking and whatnot. Election time, and it is the shorgul time. Every time, and your peace and calm flies away. Imagine the effects on the sick, the child, the old, and those preparing for examinations, the students like you, and even all healthy men. Many countries, like UK and USA, have laws to control noise menace. We have also now included noise under air pollution to control it by law. But कानून मानते कितने लोग हैं? Now coming on to effect on the animals. Noise causes damage on nervous system. They create problems in navigation. The animals too become dangerous and attacking. Their behavior changes. The rate of metabolism is increased. There is death of certain species due to noise pollution, and genetic and evolutionary problems arise. There is hormonal imbalance, chronic stress, and the animals too show panic and escape behavior. They can abandon their offsprings also. It causes injury, sometimes temporary and sometimes permanent. And loudness causes interspecies lack of communication. Then effects on environment, the breakage of earth barrier, the quality of crops becomes poor. See the effects of pollution on environment. The noise causes damage to buildings, bridges and monuments. यहाँ तक कि दरारें उत्पन्न हो जाती हैं. It weakens the edifice of the building. नींव तक हिला देती है. जो सुपरसोनिक वेव की आवाज़ से जो प्लेन्स जाते हैं उनसे बड़ी बड़ी इमारतों की नींव तक हिल चुकी है. Then coming on to the control techniques. The 4 strokes, the reduce noise at source, then block the path of noise, or you may increase the path length, and last but not the least, protect the recipient. ध्वनि प्रदूषण के नियंत्रण के उपाय इस प्रकार से हम बता सकते हैं। महानगरीय क्षेत्रों में हरित वनस्पति की पट्टी ध्वनि की विशेषकर उच्च ध्वनि का कुशलतापूर्वक अवशोषण करती है। ग्रीन बेल्ट ऑफ वेजिटेशन। राष्ट्रीय राजमार्गों तथा व्यस्त गलियों में वृक्ष लगाने से ध्वनि के शोषण में ही नहीं बल्कि उसको वायुमंडल में विप्रेक्षित करने में महत्वपूर्ण सफलता प्राप्त की जाती है। औद्योगिक इकाइयों में चलने वाली मशीनों को ध्वनि अवशोषक पदार्थों से ढकने से उनसे होने वाला ध्वनि प्रदूषण को कम किया जा सकता है। यह विधि विकसित देशों में अपनाई जा रही है और अब हमारे देश में भी इसको उपयोग में लेना शुरू कर दिया गया है। कारखानों में काम करने वाले मजदूरों के कानों के प्लग या ईयर प्लग्स या ईयर मफ्स जैसे यंत्र पहनाकर सुरक्षा प्रदान की जानी चाहिए। हवाई अड्डे के 15 किलोमीटर के क्षेत्र में किसी भवन या कारखाने की स्थापना को स्वीकृति नहीं होनी चाहिए। हवाई अड्डे के चारों ओर वृहद हरित पट्टी का विकास करना चाहिए। भवनों के निर्माण के समय ध्वनि को अवशोषित करने वाली सामग्री जैसे एकॉस्टिक टाइल्स का प्रयोग करना चाहिए। स्वचालित मोटर वाहनों में नई तकनीकी के साइलेंसर लगाने से ध्वनि प्रदूषण को कम किया जा सकता है। We can control and reduce the noise menace by controlling at source. This can be done by designing and fabricating silencing devices in aircraft engines, automobile industries, and home appliances, and by segregating the noisy machines. There could be developed gadgets to control noise at source. Then to control noise during transmission. This can be achieved by covering the room walls with sound absorbers as acoustic tiles and construction of enclosures around industrial machinery. Plants absorb and dissipate sound energy and thus act as buffer zone. Trees should be planted along highways, streets, and other places, especially ashok, neem, and tamarind. These are good for this purpose. And to protect an exposed person, the workers exposed to noise can be provided with wearing devices as earplugs and ear muffs. We should follow job rotation so that the exposure is reduced. Sound insulation, sound absorption, vibration damping, vibration isolation, and through urban planning and public education and awareness are other methods to control noise pollution. To protect healthy life, there is an urgent need to come up with an enforceable law on noise pollution in each state. Silence zones must be created near schools, hospitals, and indiscriminate use of loudspeakers at public places must be done by laws. Though there are laws, but they are not implemented strictly. Adequate restrictions must be put on unnecessary use of horns and vehicles plying without silencers. In India, we have Motor Vehicles Act, which provides restriction on trucks using double sirens while passing through some localities. But this is not enough. In Delhi and Bombay, there are flights round the clock at airport. Delhi is closely following Bombay in noise pollution. And if adequate steps are not taken to reduce sound level, more than 50% of Delhi will be affected. Restriction must be put on aircraft flight at midnight. There is Indian Penal Code that has some provisions to which resort can be made on the ground of nuisance. Fortunately, noise has been included under Air Pollution and Air Control Act. Public must be made aware and educated about noise nuisance through adequate news media, lectures, and other programs. The movement against noise pollution is very weak in India. The main reason being that most of us do not consider noise as a pollution, but we regard it as a part of routine life. And that's sad. What is more apt than this picture?